Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And if you are in the Northeast, you are going through the midst of blizzard of 26. This is just it. I mean, the other day I was so happy because I finally got to see the grass. I don't really have a backyard. I have the woods, but I was finally able to see some grass and some dirt and some nice stuff, nature stuff, after the 2 weeks of being in a tundra, in an ice tundra with 3 weeks. And now it's all back again. Mother Nature really needs to get laid. But let me tell you, as sick as the weather has been, as crazy as things have been here, it is nothing compared to the hell that is going on right now in Mexico, in especially places like Puerto Vallarta, which are under siege, which are, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's hell on earth right now. Because of the death of this Nemesio Mencho Oseguera Cervantes, who was killed alongside 8 other cartel members in a Mexican military operation. Many people say were aided by the United States intelligence services. The cartel has begun to retaliate. Well, not begun. They have retaliated. They have retaliated with road blockades, car bombings, car burnings, shootings. They have basically taken American, Canadian, and other Western travelers as hostages, especially in places like Puerto Vallarta, which I've been to, and Mexico is a beautiful, beautiful place. If it was controlled by white people, it would be a $1 trillion destination place. They have everything there. Beautiful beaches, beautiful, just a history of it. It is a fantastic place, but it's run by these maniacs, especially this broad that's the president over there. And you think about it, Mexico is like 99.9% Catholic, or at least Christian, and they have a Jewish president and a woman to boot. And all of a sudden, all this crap happens. It's not a coincidence. But anyway, over the past few days, really over the past year, Mexico has just been an out-and-out chaos. And these cartels are not just these farmers or bums that, they have a shotgun, or one has an AK-47, another guy has a revolver. These people are armed to the teeth. They have military-grade weaponry. They have military-grade armor. They have vehicles that are military-grade. I mean, if this was, they must have been funded by the United States. They had to have been. They had to have been. Because where would they have gotten the money to buy all this equipment? I know that they're all drug dealers. I get it. But this is an amazing. I mean, they're equipped better than some armies in Europe. They don't have. We think they don't have planes yet. Who knows if they have helicopters? Who knows what they have? But they are armed to the teeth. And the problem with these people is they belong to satanic death cults. They don't give a shit about life. These are teenage boys, guys who are in their mid-20s, who don't expect to make it to 30, and they don't care about life. They just want to kill as many people as they can. Does this sound familiar? Vietnam, they didn't give a shit about life. Afghanistan, Iraq, they didn't give a shit about life. And what happened with those wars there? It was an absolute disaster, because you cannot defeat somebody who doesn't fear death. You cannot conquer them. The American soldier, and most of the time it's going to be guys because women can't fight on the ground. The American soldier has a lot to lose. They're afraid of dying. They don't want to die. Can you blame them? They got into the military to get a free education because they bought the line that they're going to see the world, and they're going to bang chicks overseas, and they're going to wear some stupid uniform with some plastic medals and look like a Christmas tree. And they married some, chick who, probably is like a nurse, who's right now, if they're deployed, is probably banging 3-4 guys at a time. Trust me, I know. I wasn't in the military. I've been on military bases. I know what goes on those things. And these guys don't want to die. They have fear. And you can't win a war that way. These guys in Mexico are out of control. And you can't just say, we're going to go in there, we're going to kill some cartel leader and get out. It doesn't work that way. They will find, you kill one cartel leader, 10 pop up, they'll go to war. The war is at the border. They can get in and out of the United States anytime when they want with impunity, and they will bring the war here. And the last thing the United States needs is a border war. We can't win wars overseas. How are we going to win one here? And you can't trust anybody over there. Mexico is a corrupt government. That's why these cops in Mexico, they don't know who to trust. Because these cartels, they don't give a fuck. It's not like here where if a policeman arrests you, you deal with it or people go to jail. No. Those cartels will go to that cop's house and they will kill his family. They'll burn down his neighbors' homes just because they're his neighbors. They'll kill all of his family. That's what the people here just don't understand. Over there, it is blood for blood. It's either gold or lead. That's what it is. And if you don't comply, you die. That's just as simple as it gets. They don't give a fuck. They are not like us. We are weak people. We really are. You got guys that are celebrating the United States winning the gold medal against Canada, like we started the second Renaissance. That's how out of touch we are. We're fat, we're lazy, we're stupid. These guys are not. Now, are they sophisticated? Do they have the same education we do? Do they have the same morals that we do? Of course not. That's why they'll win. When the Romans went to Carthage, as Juvenal said in his writings, Rome went to Carthage and created a desert in the name of peace. These people are the same mentality. Now, they're not Romans, of course. The Romans were the greatest civilization in history. But these people, they will cut your head off. They will rip out your spinal cord because it's a satanic symbolism. You have to remember, before the Catholics got to the Americas, especially with the Aztecs, Mayans, who were ripping people's hearts out because they were, to make sure that the crops would grow right in the spring. The Catholics eliminated all that, but they couldn't eliminate the DNA of these people. These people are all, not all, of course, but enough. They all have that savage Indo mentality. And we're seeing it here. Here is some footage from Puerto Vallarta. It looks like it looks like Gaza, like they were just bombed. It's sickening. It's just stunning. It's simply stunning what is going on over there. And here are the members. They're from this group called CJING. It sounds like some insurance company. You can see that they're armed to the teeth. They're just armed to the teeth. They look like National Guard people. They look like they work for the Mexican government, and maybe they do. But here they are after getting into a fire ambush with Mexican National Guards. I think they killed a few. Here is footage of that. Mira, tocó con la Guardia Nacional para que el culo más se cargue al doble R. Y ahora matamos a los de los oficiales. Tell me that this guy here, where the hell is he? You tell me that he is armed like some farmer. Where did he get all that equipment? I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's like light or a camera. I don't know what that is. But he's not armed like some. I mean, the Iraqi army wasn't armed like this. I mean, these guys are armed to the teeth. They have sophisticated. It looks like they have sophisticated equipment. Again, I'm not a military guy, but this shit is crazy. Now, of course, the killings have sparked. The killing of this leader sparked widespread unrest. Suspected gang members are torching buses and buildings and businesses, and they're clashing with security forces, and the security forces are getting their ass kicked. I don't care what spin people put it on. They can't protect their politicians. Over the last year, 45 mayors have been killed. 45. Can you imagine in this country if 45 mayors were killed? It would be Armageddon. It would be absolute. It's madness down there, and just nobody can seem to do anything about it. Look at the cargo. Look at the hardware these guys have here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Like these trucks that these guys have. I don't know what the fuck this thing is called, but look at this. This is crazy. These are the terrorists.
Pura gente, señor Mencho. Pura gente, señor Mencho. Señor Mencho. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Pura el señor de los gallos. ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Lee! ¡Grupo Lee! ¡Señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Lee! ¡Y pura gente del señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Lee! ¡Pura gente, señor Mencho! ¡Aquí andamos echándole ganas! ¡Pura gente, Mencho, señores!
If you could see those trucks, that one is a Toyota there. We passed a Ford. They're armed. I mean, this is something that could happen here. This could spread here. And all these guys, all these Southern guys, and these guys who go hunting, shooting deer, who say, "Oh, come bring it on." These guys are trained. These guys are armed to the teeth with military-grade weaponry. You're not, motherfucker. And they will come to your house in the middle of the night, and they will kill you. They'll rape your wife. They'll rape your daughters, then kill them. They'll rip out their spines. And they will go from town to town to town, city to city to city. They don't give a fuck. I mean, if you are on the border, California, Texas, Arizona, if you're in any of those places, or New Mexico, if you're in any of those places, you got to be shitting your pants right now. Because this is right at your doorstep. And these guys don't stop. You see, these aren't 35, 40-year-old guys. In Mexico, they have an abundance of kids who see no life potential. This is it for them. So they'll never run out of an army. They'll always get 700, 800, 900 guys to train, put into this gear, and go and shoot people. Militaries run out of people. Police run out of people. Government officials. People won't want to run for government anymore if they can't be protected. 45 fucking mayors dead in the last year. That's insane. And it seems to only be getting worse over there. And there just is no hope in sight. Now, the U.S. State Department has urged Americans who are in Mexico right now to seek shelter and remain in place in residencies and hotels. What good is that going to do? Those resorts, those hotels, they're all at the mercy of these guys right now because they can. What do you think they're going to do? They're because they don't have a pass to get into the resort. They're going to stop and say, "Oh, sorry, we're not going to attack." No, they can rush those resorts. Who's going to stop them? Some Mexican dude, some waiter who's making 57 cents an hour to protect Americans. They don't give a shit. He might be working for them to protect his family. You have to remember that Bill Clinton started all this back in the 90s with Bill Barr. They armed these people and they trained these people in one of the worst acts that was ever passed. It was called NAFTA. There was no free trade or anything like that. It was this type of stuff. They armed these people to the teeth. And then, of course, there was the Barack Obama Fast and Furious thing, which doubled down on it. That short-sighted stupidity could hurt the United States in the very near future. It might happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this is right around the corner. And if you're thinking of going to Mexico for a vacation, you're out of your fucking mind. You will die down there. This is what the world is coming to right now. We have American politicians who say we have to die for people who could care less about us, while we're here now, right around our corner. We have a military buildup happening right on our borders, and we're doing nothing about it. And we're worried about gold medals, and we're worried about who's playing Joan of Arc, and we're worried about Who's going to be drafted first in the NFL draft? That's what we care about. We have to start waking up now. The time for talk is over. Trump has failed you. He's failed us all. It's time to wake up. He's been compromised. He was compromised a long time ago. He will do nothing about this. He's doing something that is, it's like he's going to a beach with a teaspoon trying to get rid of all the sand. It's too slow. It's too slow, too feeble, too late. You can't just kill one narco guy and then think they're all going to go away. Does it look like they're going away? Does it look like they're not armed? That they don't have the resources for it? And believe me, if they do ever turn and point those weapons at United States troops, and the United States cuts them off, money-wise, military grade-wise, you don't think China will assist them? Or Russia will assist them? China is already in South America. China wants Mexico because China wants their silver. They have silver up the ass up there. The Chinese want the Americas. Mexico to the tip of Argentina. And they will turn those people against the United States, which is not going to be hard to do. And the United States will be in a forever war. And that's how your resources get drained. That's how morale gets drained. And the inner collapse of your country starts to begin. That's why you have to become a nationalist country. It has to be not America first. It has to be America only. You have to take care of your borders. You have to tell Israel to go shove it. And you have to think and worry about you and yours right now. And that's not what the United States are doing. They're blind to this Mexico thing. They have all their sights on conquering the Middle East for a country that doesn't give a shit about us. While China, Russia, and a lot of these other countries that are with them are starting to say, you know what, we don't need the United States anymore. We're gonna go this way. We don't need the dollar anymore. We don't need to listen to Trump. We don't give a shit about these tariffs. That's what's happening. It's scary. And it just seems like none of us are awake to it. We'll become awake. Because if you go to Mexico, that's what you're looking at. It's just crazy. It's absolute madness. And that's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friend, Satan is always busy and he's working overtime. Be a man and have a backbone because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.